Hey everyone, has like many different games. This is a Stellaris. It's a real-time strategy game. It's been out since 2016, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard about it, seen a lot of videos of it. If you're into that game, anyways, this game. I have a very large amount of time on this game. Let's see here. We got it down here. Go to Stellaris. I have like 5,600 hours on this game alone. I don't play multiplayer with this game. I probably should try it out a little bit, but I don't really know the community very much other than just watching videos and stuff. I enjoy this game a lot. I mean, I love strategy games. I always love strategy games, other than first-person shooters. And I do enjoy 4X games, but this is one of my top games, and I've always enjoyed this. I've got every expansion for this, and the next one that's coming up is coming up soon. But I never really did any video or anything on this, I've done never videos till now, right? But this is just one of my great games. I enjoy it tremendously. For those who watch this, I hope you enjoy it. So, I normally like when I make species, because you can do the cool thing about this game is you can literally make your own like whole race. You can make a whole background if you want to. I don't really write a whole story on them, but you can get origins for them. You can pick. I'm limited plantoid right now, but you can be humanoid, machine. But you can think of anything, and you could be it on here. You could be a race of vampires that literally abducts people and species from their planets and turn them into you, or just use them as food. You can be devouring swarm, which this is a devouring planet swarm, kind of like in the Marvel's universe, the Guardians Galaxy. The father is the planet. This is basically the planet, and I know this has been talked about beforehand, but this is a really fun one for me. Even though I'm used to usually doing like a more so money grabs. I love trading a lot, so usually my government would end up being like a corporate government, but for this you have to be a mind intelligence. So you're just all singular, and you're thinking about Bob. That's their name. So English. So everything is Bob at the end of it, and all of it's just Bob. So Planet Bob. Everybody's gonna become Bob. I'm going to devour everybody, and they're gonna become me. So and I'll become them, but they'll all be Bob. So I hope you enjoy. And just go through some of the stuff. So, like for the traits, organic, hive mind, wilderness, I mean, they all do different things. So, you got more food up because they're organic species. Hive mind, of course, you kind of got to be there. You can only be on wilderness planet because you're not building exact populations with this. You're building biomass instead. So basically, the planet's just devouring every organic life form and turning it into itself. That's basically what's going on. Unruly, we don't care about the pops at the moment. I mean, you could eventually change that trait. I mean, we can do genetic altering in here. Cool, it's cool stuff. I really like it. But it's a planet, so you can't really do that with this one. Repugnant, who's gonna make friends with this guy anyways, because I'm just there to eat their planet and for them to become me. Agrarian, so we want as much food as possible. For a lot of the organic stuff, like mainly when you're for this, you have to use organic fleets. So bioships, they require a crap load of just food. So more food. They're very strong already, but I'm just adding more strength to their armies because I'm going to be doing early wars and early fights and stuff, and I'm going to need to get down on the planet and take out those planets and add them to Bob. It also increases job efficiency, so more production. So we also want to keep up on bureaucratic jobs, just to unify everybody. 'Cause, I mean, of course, the hive mind needs to be unified, but I just want to get through the traditions as fast as possible. Because there's tradition slots that you can go through, and it can really help improve what you do as a species. And I know I put hundreds and thousands of hours on this game. That doesn't mean I know all of what I'm talking about. I just know from experience what I have done. So if I'm saying anything wrong, or if I'm like mixing up words and stuff, and like this guy doesn't know anything, it's like it's in here, but coming out of my mouth is a little bit different, right? So forgive me. And so we go down to planets. So obviously we're going to be a very tropical planet, even though it doesn't matter because the whole planet's going to become plant and vegetation anyways, right? City room, revised voice.
Yourself is a prison.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Our flag, nothing special. It's like, I mean, I like all the different things, but I didn't choose this for any specific reason. I just, it looked good, right? Ship sets. These ships are awesome looking. I love the biological ships. I hope they come out with more in the future. It'll probably be a while from now because they got the volcanic expansion coming out soon. I think that's the end of this month or next month. I can't remember, but it's coming out soon. But they have like all these really cool ship sets you can go through. But for this playthrough, you have to have biological ship sets, which is fine. I figured I'd go for like the more like edgy looking one because it looks, like an enemy ship, right? It looks pretty freaky seeing that coming at you in space, right? So that's like the juvenile or mauler. And you got the Weaver, Harbinger. I mean, it goes up, and you got your biggest ship. That's like that is your flagship for the fleet. And then you got your tiny construction ships that look pretty creepy. They look like they can just eat you, right? Colony ships, pretty funny looking, kind of bulbous. I like it though. Like the creators and the devs of this game, they put love into this game. This is probably why I like it the most, is because every detail into this game is just amazing. I mean, for other people, I may be wrong, but to me, this is like really good. Like my favorite. It shows. I put 5,000 plus hours in this game. Obviously, there's something there, right? So let's see what the next ship is. So science ship. And the Citadels look awesome. I love it. I just like the way it looks. It's so cool. I mean, in real life, if I was, just being as a person me and I'm seeing this, so I'd be shitting my pants, because these guys are not joking around and they're gonna eat me. But like this right here, Colossus. You want to eat a world, crack it. This is what you use. I would imagine what it would look like if you're looking up and you see this thing sprawled out over you with a beam ready to shoot whatever it's going to shoot at you. And it sounds like fun, almost like Independence Day shenanigans, right? And then the Juggernaut. Oh man, the Juggernaut looks sick. And it's like it's not a flagship per se, but it's a utility ship that is extraordinarily powerful on its own. It's really weak if you leave it alone because a bunch of little guys will just come in and just run it through with like a bunch of torpedoes and stuff, and it helps for long distance travel with your ships because it actually has ship bays in there to produce more ships for you in case you need to refill your fleets. And it also has an aura bonus to the fleet that it is next to. Just like your Titan ships, they also give off an aura that gives you benefits and bonuses to the ships around you. I usually put my ship build on automate status. I know most people, would rather build their own ships, but it's like sometimes, like if you really want to get in depth to it, yeah, you can build your ships up and you can build them up really, really well. I just figure, I want to do everything else too, and sometimes I turn the automation off and I do it myself, and I build up my own ships. But like, I let it do its thing. and I know most people would frown upon that. Forgive me, but it's just how I play. Habitat Central, so these are basically, any race can make these, but you can make habitable central. So like it's just like a mini planet that's rotating on another planet. So it's just a habitat, like an extra planet use. If you need more space, like if you're building tall, these are really good to get really fast. But my type of build is pretty wide. Um, for this type of build, I've had to close off sections so that way my opponents can't reach the core of my population of planets that I have. That way, in case they get the outer planets, I still have some sort of manufacturing sites so I can still survive and thrive, but in that case, I'll add these to them. Most people use them for fortification, so you put them on the edges of where your lines are for your jump lines, and that's where you block most people off because they have to take these out in order to fully take over your star system. And it's a fun way to play, and plus it also helps build up your fleet capacity too when you do it like that. And you can get pretty ridiculous with it. But I've only beaten like a handful of campaigns I've done. Out of all the years that I've played, I've only beaten a handful, and most of the time it's blowing up the universe, which is still fun. But you get it right. Save. Okay, save that. We got everything. This is my ruler. He's Bob. Bob and Bob and Bob, right? You can change color variations too if you wanted to. There's just color variations. You can do a lot more with the other races and stuff, or different ways to do it. My ruler trait. Some of the logistic understanding. Dock ship upkeep and army upkeep. You're gonna need these early on in this playthrough for this type of playthrough because you're gonna be fighting a lot. People don't want to become Bob. They don't want to become Bob. But I say too bad. So let's get this party going. So I usually do 1,000 stars. I should probably do a lot less. And if I don't make it through this playthrough, which most times I don't, maybe I'll just I'll do 600 stars, and we'll just do it like that. I usually don't do 600 because I just like to see how ridiculous the game gets and like all the variations of like what the other species are doing, what wars they're going through, trade wars. I mean, like everything you could possibly think of, we can do in this game. It's awesome. I mean, there's some things that they can work on, and they've been doing good. I mean, the devs are amazing for this game, and it's a work of art. I mean, it really is. It is a work of art. And as you can see, all the expansions on the side. These are pretty fun. But let's get this party started. And let's do this. Okay. So as you can see, I'm here. This is a terrible. I got a black hole here, which is I like to have black holes as close as possible to my starting area, because later on you can get a matter decompressor, which allows you to get a shit ton of minerals, which is necessary to make alloys. But you also have a forge that you can get that goes around volcanic planets that also help with that situation. But that would produce a lot more minerals. So this kind of helps with the tall build, really. So this isn't terrible. The only issue I have is it's outside of my bounds. So what I mean is right here, where like there's nothing connecting to the other ones, and that's just the one stop right here. So if somebody's out here, they can't really get in here. But like if I have more than one outlet, it makes it hard for me to defend against. It just means I have to use more resources and time. So when I get through this, so I'm going to need to work on my weapons and shielding first, because I know I'm going to have to get into some fights soon. So what I'm I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and get this, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab that so I can get more resource going. I always build an additional science ship. I'll usually go ahead and I'll sell all of my food, and I will sell all of my energy just to buy more minerals, because in the early game you gotta start putting this up. So I automate this first as well, so I can get these built in, so I can take them into those resources. And then I know I got a black hole here, but I don't know if they're like where this extends to. So I might go this way first. This is a good way to start this way too, but almost looks like it goes this way, but you never know until you get the texts and stuff, or you get your ships that way. So I wanna not automate, go survey mode, survey, and survey, and just go this far just to see where the line goes from here. Hopefully it goes straight out to this black hole. That way it's easier for me to defend, because if you have more lines to go across, then it kind of makes it more difficult to defend. Let's see here. Oops, I messed up. Forgot to get off my ship. Okay, go there, that. Now press play. Look at what I got on my planet. So basically, as you see this resource right here, biomass. It only so the only thing that's really producing at the moment is gonna be Cradle of Rebirth, and I think there's something else that reproduces it too. And I cannot recall what it does. I think it's just that, yeah. But it requires a lot of food, so like everything requires a tremendous amount of food, including some of your, or most of your buildings require food upkeep. Right now I have a lot of food, but that can end up becoming a minus real quickly, deficit, if you will. And then let's see here, I got decent trade, but hey, you gotta keep that going too, just so you can buy other resources. So let's see here, I got 4 influence is really high and really good because it allows you to get more star systems a lot earlier. My Unity needs to be improved a little bit, but I also need to improve my alloy because I'm going to need that really soon. Definitely with what's about to happen, I'm sure if I run into somebody, I'm going to need to be able to make ships fast as possible. Right now, my capacity is at 26, and I only have 4 ships. I don't have an army yet. You never start out with an army. You just start out with an armada or a small fleet. So what I see here, that's not good. So I got more to defend, really. Hopefully this cuts off here, because if that does, then this should be just fine. But right now, we need to find this giantist. More Bob. Yep. And we make this go way faster. We do this. Hopefully, it doesn't extend up this, but it might actually do that. We'll see. Let's see here. Got an alloy. So I do want another science ship. I know some people usually just keep the one and then just build their fleet. I know maybe I should be building my fleet right now, but I don't know. We'll see. And we gotta make sure we have enough jobs. So right now we're balanced on jobs, but I know I'm gonna need to upgrade some stuff. And I also need to make sure I have planets that I can also populate upon too, and put more Cradles of Rebirth. It's a slow process, but once it goes, it kind of domino effects. And when you get the more planets you get, and even when you go to devour a whole planet with a population on it, it actually increases your biomass by a dramatic amount. It's pretty awesome. And if you think about it, you know, in your mind, you can picture all these people just being devoured by plants. It's pretty messed up, I know, but that's where the imagination comes in play with some of this stuff, because the amount of damage you can really do in this game to an actual civilization is pretty astronomical if you put it in terms of thinking about, you know, what is going on, what you are doing in causing what's going on, or just watching it happen. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm just a race one come to devour you, all of you. I'm gonna make you turn into me after I eat you. It's like that's great. Thank you for that. As you can see, this is my council. So basically, it's just a hive mind. If you're playing a regular non-hive mind, you have like a council of just people that are your heroes and stuff. You'll level them up too, and they'll get different perks and stuff. And same thing with all of these nodes. This is like your main body, and then this is like all the rest of the hive mind itself, which is it's a pretty cool concept. I like the concept that they brought in there for that. For this, I think I'm gonna go with supremacy first. We definitely need to make sure we have a fleet now. It just went from 24 to 53 fleet capacity, and this is what I was afraid of right here. I was hoping this would just stop, but this is definitely going to go over here. So I'm going to at least put a stopgap here. I do have this guy. So do I don't have enough yet. Let's see here. I do have some main A rails, but I do want to upgrade this. Let's see here. We don't need all the energy, so we will sell the energy. We will add more minerals. And we'll add some more alloy because we're going to need that. The food, I can sell that too because we're not having too much of an issue with that. The more resources you can move around and buy stuff, you can see how much trade it gives me. So I think we'll add more alloy. Yeah, because I'm going to need it. Okay, this should be enough to where I can get another scientist. I do want a leader experience gain for sure. You want to level them up as fast as you can possible. It can determine how good a fleet is, or scientist is, or what they find. Let's see here, we'll do this for this guy. And these two are stopping right there, but we're going to have them go there. I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to have them work their way over here so I can get this side and see what's over here. Hopefully this has nothing else except for going up here, but we won't know that till we see it. So this guy here, let's finish that up. Oh, whoops, that was my bad. That was the other dude. Okay, so yeah, do that. I just love that they put the automation system in the game. It makes it so much easier. It really does. Definitely in terms of gameplay, it allows you to do more things, or at least let them do their thing. And you can just keep on doing more stuff. So like now my nodes are starting to level up faster. So we want more research speed, so we can get our research faster. Edict says keep, we really don't need that yet, but we want more experience for our leaders. Our leader nodes, the hive mind must know everything. We definitely need to do upgrade on that. We can get ship build speed, but that's not relevant yet. Stability is fine for our planet right now. We're pretty stable. For edicts and stuff. So you have like different edicts you can do, and this chart usually gets pretty big. And so will this side as soon as you unlock more and more technologies and stuff. And then you got like your costs for everything. Like this game is so in depth with everything. And as long as I play this game, I don't know everything about this. I don't know how to set everything up properly. I do watch a lot of other videos that show me what should be relevant in your playthrough. So I'm going to pause real fast, and so now I get a perk, or I can unlock another tradition. But I really think I need to work on more upkeep. Yeah, let's do that. It does get expensive, so like the more upkeep costs you get to put minus, the better and cheaper everything's going to be, and the less you're going to have to build in terms of buildings. Which is nice. Oh man, yeah, that's spicy. You know what I haven't been doing is claiming some systems like I should be because I could be already working on that. See, I make mistakes. I'm a normal person. I do things like that. I can do that, or this time let's do some minerals because that might be a thing eventually. Um, Edict's not such a big bother. It's just a keep on some stability. I know it's not completely necessary, um, but it can get out of hand if you don't have a stable economy, and then it starts to negatively impact everything that you're getting. For the most part, it really does. So survey speed, I can go faster, but okay. So let's do survey speed right now because that's what we're doing. Makes it really much faster. So Unity is pretty powerful. More food is pretty good too, and it's really hard to choose between the two, honestly. But I will need more food, but I also need more Unity. So we'll take the Unity, and hopefully it doesn't bite me in the ass later. Let's see here. Archaeology sites can come up eventually, but we need anomaly discovery sites. The more of those, the more possible to open up to more resource in our vicinity. Because I don't know where everybody is. I mean, that's how big it is so far. But they can be anywhere. There's like what 7, 8 other factions around me. Hopefully I can claim most of this, but it's easier to build tall first and then go wide with. I mean, at least that's what I do. Maybe it's not what everybody else does. It's dealer's choice, I guess. So I'll slowly start to expand out, and then I'll build another construction ship just to automate it and do all this. Because sometimes it just gets out of hand when you just want to not have to worry about doing everything. I mean, some people do. I mean, if you like the process of doing everything yourself, then do it. That's your choice, right? This is my choice, and don't judge me, or judge me, whatever. It's just how I play. I've always enjoyed playing the way I like to play, and the devs have made it possible for me to play the way I like to play. So it's not my fault. I just like that you can zoom in and oh man, just it's a black hole. It looks sick. It's got really cool. It's got spirally, gases around it, like it's sucking up all the stuff in space. It's sick. I love it.
Technology.
Or asteroid belts inside of solar systems. Here's one of the molten. So this is definitely going to be a prime place to put a forge on this planet right here, so I can get all these as minerals and alloys eventually. Those forges are nuts that they put in there. I remember the modded version they had that wasn't quite like it, but let's see here. Ship build speed, that's actually a good idea, just in case we need to fast pace the shipbuilding. For this, I think we're gonna go with more weapons right now, and then we'll work on getting more minerals and stuff. It's just okay. So now we can colonize this. So basically, it just terraforms it into Bob. It's pretty cool, but see, it costs 500 biomass, and I have 2,000 biomass, so that's not terrible. But when you start running into many planets that are possible to terraform into Bob, then Bob needs to reproduce more biomass, and it only goes I'm getting 5 biomass every month, and that's not very much. It'll slowly increase the more planets you have. It'll quickly increase for a certain amount of time every time you take over a planet, as I said before, but it really, really hurts. It puts a deficit into your biomass. You really got to pay attention to how much you have, because it also needs to be an amount for each of your buildings that you print. So you got to really determine what buildings you're building first before you do that. Definitely build the what's it called again? Yeah, always build a cradle rebirth first. Make sure you have the resource for it. Because if you forget to do that, then you hurt yourself because it slows down the process of getting more biomass. Because it helps you with biomass, you know. And as I said, it's monthly organic pops, and they actually did change it. Let's see here. Yeah, so they gave you like a population line right here. So it used to just be like a slot that just said biomass, and now they're like, oh, look, population. Yeah, I can do stuff like that. I mean, that might be a good idea, honestly. Just get at least one of those out of the way. Like, how many jobs do I have open? No jobs. Well, literally 0 jobs, so that's not bad, not good. You know, I mean, I'm okay right now. But what I can do is for 50 biomass. It's actually not bad, so I will go ahead and do one more of those for right now. You gotta maintain an upkeep cost too, and understand that there's gonna be more upkeep the more you keep building onto this. I love the layout that they did for this. The way, how many times every time they change this, people get pissed off because they have to relearn a whole new system. But it's not that bad. It really isn't. Like, and I love this more. Like, you can produce so much more resources. You have so many more slots. Like, putting all your basic resource needs, your energy output, your mineral output, your food output down here, and then like when you unlock those, you have 3 more slots per resource field, and that's so much. It's ridiculous. Like, you get into the hundreds and then thousands of resource compared to what it used to be like. You know, but I'm sure people have simmered down and like, fine, I'll learn it and I'll do this just because I like the game, or you know, just because it's necessary. Okay, people are learning things. I'm not paying attention. So this guy, well, we want more ship fire rate speed and ship weapons damage for sure. And then for this guy, Zergovina. So I do not like Demon Sea or crime shenanigans, so I will go ahead and do that because that prevents very bad things from happening later on in the game. Depending on like if these guys die off, then you got to re-level up a whole new set of people. So you got to kind of like maintain a minimum amount. So you got to also be careful of their upkeep costs, because now it's costing me like what, 20 unity, and I'm only at 10. Like, it hurts. It hurts a lot. And you really gotta like balance what you're doing to what you're hopefully impacting that's positive. I mean, a lot of that's all the scientists that I have right now, because I have 3 of them, but this is necessary because when you're trying to expand as fast as possible with a set like this, you want to know where your enemies are, because eventually I'll send them out, and after they're done surveying the area I want them to survey, and I'll try to find locations of where everybody else is, and it's necessary. You need them to be leveled up for that. So let's see here. Survey speed for that guy. I have a lot of resources. I'm really not doing a good job like playing this round. I'm literally just beating myself up I know I'm trying to tell you everything, but maybe I should be using that pause button a little bit. Oh, well, that's not cool. I was really hoping to... Well, that might not be bad. I might be able to at least take this without having to worry about defending this, because it almost doesn't look like it's connected. I'll have them go check that out, actually, because that's definitely connected. So I'll definitely go up to this point. I just need the black hole there, and I really, I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. That's why you put star bases up, and then eventually you can get fortresses now, which is even another cool mega structure that I really appreciate them putting in. The thing is insane, but it does take up a lot of resource. But what is it going to take? Resources, right? Armor bombardment, geothermal pray. That's good. And then you get to that, or since I have an abundance of capacity, a fleet command limit is actually really good. I do have all these alloys here, so what I should do is be building up my fleet. So what I can do is go here, fleet manager. So I don't have any upgraded fleets. The cool thing what they did with the biological fleet ships is whenever you upgrade, they're from juvenile to mature to the next, because you're literally growing your ships. When you upgrade them or get the technology for them to grow, it actually does it for you now. It used to you have to do that manually and get rid of fleets, but we don't have to do that, and my limit is now 70. That's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go like this, like this. We also want to be careful with how many ships we build right out the gate, but I can use this limit right now. It's gonna cost me a lot, but it's worth it. It's worth every penny. Oh man, it's so worth every penny. That's so much. But that's why you increase your resource gain. Okay, let's see here. Well, that's good. We can do pop growth speed, which is actually really good for us. Because now that actually works with the biomass, as at least from what I understand. I could be wrong. I don't know. We need more research speed, we really do. But the blue laser is looking pretty good. Plus the fusion, you're gonna need that to update your weapons and stuff. Like if you put more powered, like higher powered weapons, so this takes like wait, how much energy? Damage cooldown, so range weapon. It'll show me on the ship design thing. Shows how much I know, but you know, I think we'll do that because that's gonna be vital to upgrading our techs on our ships. Definitely when you're getting bigger and better weapons, you're gonna need a bigger and better battery to fix that power ratio. I know most people usually start a second tradition before finishing one, but I always tend to just finish the first one I do, just so I can get an ascension perk. Usually when I do that, I usually get technological ascendancy first, because you really want to get those rare technologies as soon as you can, just to hopefully surpass your opponents or anybody else. That way you get that nope card on somebody where they're trying to, whack you to death. Of course, they're gonna need the nope card for me, and right now this is looking pretty good right here. That's awesome. That means I can take that. So yeah, so we will go ahead and we will have you go ahead and start doing all of these. Yeah. I'll do that to the other ships too. What I want to do is I turn these off so that way they can do all of the anomalies and stuff. And that's usually what I do. It's just how I play. I mean, some people they don't agree with that. That's fine. That's fine. That's totally fine. You play you, I play me. And we'll all be happy or judgmental, I guess. But that's the fun of a game, you play how you want to, and this is how I play, and I just want to share that with you, and that's all I'm doing, And then yeah, I'll do this thing here, and then once I get done with all the anomalies and the dig sites and stuff, then I'll let them roam around. Because at that point, I really don't need them near me. They used to be able to. Oh, so bad. The ships used to be able to help research on planets, but they stopped doing that because it was pretty OP. Honestly, it would make your research go a lot faster. They have other things that help you do that to move a lot faster in terms of researching technologies. Technology for one, and everything else that comes with it. Okay, so yep, that's what we'll leave them with for that time being, and that should not take them that long, honestly. I don't know why it stopped that. Let's see here. So now I got my new gun. Okay, so now I can build planetary for. Oh, our planet just opened up for us. So we got a second planet that's working now. So I do need to put that cradle of life in there, but we want to unlock the forge that we need for the middle, and we're going to do that first then. So we got 2 planets right here, and those are going to require 500 bio, well, at least 500, 400 biomass each. So I gotta be careful on how much I spend, because once I get to those planets, I need to be able to populate them as fast as possible just to get resources growing faster and faster. Again, we want this domino effect for this particular build to keep going. I can build ridiculously tall with just these 4 planets, which is actually really good. And now that I say that there's a 5th planet down here, that's also continental. But you gotta remember, I colonized them, but I terraformed them first to turn them into bomb. But that's really good. It's actually pretty close. I try to keep all the planets in the same sector, so that way the same official can keep watch over them, give them all the same benefits. If I have to, I'll hire another official just to give them more benefits, depending on how I build that planet. I mean, you can do whatever you want to designate your planet. So, like, this is the capital, so it's always going to say capital at the end of it or at the front of it. So, and it'll give you certain benefits for whatever you choose. And then for a different planet, you can like designate it, and then you can automate it too. Which actually, can I even automate this one? Yeah, I can automate this, so it can build on its own. So that's another way of like letting go of control of something. And it'll do an okay job of automation. I would wait till late game when you start to do automating your planets. When it gets overwhelming and you got like 13, 14, then 20 planets, then like keep the ones that are closest to your capital unautomated and work on those ones, build them up how you want to build them, and then let the other ones slowly do their automation, and it'll do the work for you. Sometimes they do mess up, so sometimes you gotta keep an eye on them. They'll turn off certain jobs that you don't want them to turn off, or it'll start taking resources that you don't want them to take. So you gotta really pay attention sometimes. I think I just contradicted myself. Anyways, that's my opinion on that. You do what you want to do. It's just how I do it. I usually keep the net group of planets that I have in my vicinity always off automation until the very late game stages when it's just so overwhelming. There's so much going on. Yes, you can use the pause button. That's part of why I don't play multiplayer most of the time, is because I feel bad if I just pause the game and it's not my game to pause. Or like if I just want to press that button so I can do my stuff faster. I'm not a very fast game player when it comes to this, as you can see, and most people are pretty well run with this. I mean, I know there are some groups out there that role play really, really well with this type of game. I used to do D&D, so it can be a form of D&D in a way, but in space. And it's really fun to watch people play that way, definitely when they stream it and stuff. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it looks fun. I mean, I guess I never done it, so I can't say that I have the experience in doing the roleplay act for this, which I can't. But from what I've seen, it looks fun. It looks like something that you can do. Another thing is, don't put more than one of these on a planet, because you won't receive a more benefit to it. It'll just take up the space that can be for some other building, and when you're taking planet after planet after planet, you're going to end up having enough cradle rebirths. It's not going to really matter to put more than one on each planet. So you get there when you get there. Just definitely make sure that you have a fleet that's big enough to defend yourself in the beginning, because you are pretty weak in terms of your economy. Your economy is gonna, like, when I play as a trading economy, my trade is already at like 100 when I first start. So your resources are quite unlimited in terms of how fast you can reproduce all those resources just by trading. I mean, trading is nuts. I love it. And just I like giving people drugs. I gave them all the drugs because I trade them all the food, all the drugs, the paraphernalia. Like this, how it is, how I enjoy it. Okay. Let's go here. So we got this is really cool. I like this trait a lot for defense. It helps like when you start building your platforms, they're little lasers, or eventually they'll be like big cannons that you can place out, and these will help with the hull points and the damage it produces, which is nice. I can increase my level capacity, which is no point. No point. Leader experience gain, I can do that, but this I really want to do because it actually gives me more faster ships and better damage. So that's good. Let's see here. Research speed needs to be increased. I can do more dock ship. I might actually have to do more dock ship because I am in the middle of building my whole fleet, at least in the beginning. So that should be good. Let's see here. So the other thing I should do is build an orchard forest. Yeah, because you want to keep up on the food. Sometimes you do want to designate. So, like for my first two planets, I either designate one to be my first science planet, or my first alloy planet. And the second one follows suit. So if I did alloy, then I'll do science, vice versa. So for this one, I do have a lot of food here and a pretty good amount of minerals for this planet. So let's see what this planet has in store. This one has a tremendous amount of food and energy and not so much minerals. So that might be, yeah, I might. So let's see here. They haven't seen that planet yet. So I think since this has the least amount of minerals to food ratio, I'll turn this into. Let's see here. I'll turn this into my science, and I'll turn this one into my alloy. So that's not bad. So we'll go ahead and do metallurgist. Yeah, the malt gut. I love the names they put in here. The Think Stem. Singing Cliffs. I don't want to hear this cliff sing. That sounds terrifying. Harmonic Core. Redway. Command Bulb. I just love it. The Heat Grove. This is where the Highbind grows. Okay, so we're only doing one of those because you don't want to pay too much for it. That's 1,000 minerals. I have 1,000 here, and I need that to reproduce more buildings. For this guy, let's see here, we should increase in. Let's see here. Excuse me. Oh, it's kind of late out. It's already 9. 9 o'clock. Forgive me. It's a lot of fun. So in the zone. Well, we should probably increase the trade because this will continue to decline the less I work on it. So I will increase this. Fortunately, it does cost 200 biomass, which is a lot of biomass for the offset of what I'm making. That's it is what it is. Okay, so this guy's done here, and I should be. So I'm gonna automate this guy. I really need to push this like much faster. I'm not really pushing it as fast as I should be. So I should be doing that. I guess more personal, like a person that's been playing this for many years. Oh man, I wonder what this looks like. I just like they even like give description of like what it says to class M star or like the different kind of planets and stuff. it's really cool. It's so fascinating to me. I like science and I like space science and stuff like that too. I enjoy this stuff. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad I get to share it with you guys. I hope you're enjoying this. If you're making fun of me, that's fine. I'm tired and I'm talking with a very low voice that I realize I have. So I probably sound blurry, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how to change my voice right now, and I don't and have not edited any of my videos. For this, we need more experience, so we need to keep leveling these guys up like this. Like the faster these guys get leveled up, the stronger everything gets. It's pretty nuts. Like it just snowballs into chaos. Okay, so let's see here. I think we need more unity, so that's good. Okay, so since I got this built, I'm going to build, build here. So I'm gonna upgrade my star base. So you have like a cap of star bases you can make, and that'll grow depending on how many systems you control, your population, density, technologies you have, so on and so forth. You usually don't want to. It's obvious you don't want to go above any of your caps because they tend to drastically negatively impact everything you do as an ecom, and also with your ships and stuff. And it can really do damage to you if you're not careful. And when I first started this game, I didn't understand the whole concept of how damaging it could be until later in the games that you play. Then your economy just goes to shit. Then you basically just die off because you don't have any more resources because you didn't balance everything out the way you should have to make it work for you. It's just the name of the game, right? That's right. You're gonna need more Stellaris. So the side ships are growing really fast. Usually you can make them grow a lot faster if you took a different tradition, and it gets done in like just within no time. And like it's already been 11 years, and I've already I would have probably grown out this far if I was actually paying attention more. Oh, world is bleeding. So, this is what makes this game pretty cool too. It's like you get like some random event that pops up because some shit is going down. You get asteroids that fall from the stars, and then you gotta shoot them out of the sky before they hit the planets. And sometimes you gotta save the pre-FTLs from asteroids. Sometimes I just let them drop on them. I know it's terrible, but I just want to see what happens, right? Or like when they're pre-space, and you're just like, something's gonna go wrong when somebody presses the nuclear warhead button. You just watch the entire world turn into Fallout. It's great. Or you can help them out too. It's pretty cool. You can go help primitives. Or you can be that vampire asshole and go take them off their planet and be like, we're going to turn you into food, and some of you are going to be one of us, and then the others are going to be workers and slaves. And you can even enslave species in here. It is real. Let's see, slave market. Slave market. That's exactly what it means. So you can have slaves. It is brutal. Very brutal. And I like the realisticness of that aspect. So yeah, as I said, trade ascendancy. I mean, you can get like anything really. You can go for transcendent learning that is not actually the best thing to do. I'm not doing a leader build. Like I've done leader builds before, and this can turn everything into a powerhouse with all the other technology that you have together, and then you basically have gods for the rest of the game playing as your leaders. But like it's still not as good as like technological ascendancy, because you're not going to always get those rare technologies faster than you can when you put this on there. I really don't need that many star bases in the beginning, and the upkeep cost is really mitigated by all the resources you're having come in already. So it really doesn't hurt you as much. Uh, Clear blockers. I just never use any of that. Like, what's like you already clear blockers, and if you're using like other perks and stuff, of course, go for it. Uh, oh man, I cannot pronounce that for regative. Sorry, I don't know. Empire size from planets. So that's talking about empire size here. So that does have a detriment to your resources. To more population, the more planets, the more systems you have, um, really impacts your empire size and can make technology and tradition cost more. You do want to get your technology as fast as possible, but you also, it's kind of a two-headed blade, right? You need population to increase resources, but you need technology to increase your ships, the capacities of everything that you have up here for resources, what type of resources you can get. So it's a double-edged blade. So it's really hard to balance that out. But once you get to a certain point, it really doesn't matter because you basically can snowball yourself into oblivion or infinity, depending on how you do this. One vision can be good for Unity and stuff, but it just I don't use it, so it's kind of technology necessity. And if I'm not explaining myself enough for you, you can look up more on how it works and stuff. I'm not always the best at explaining things. I try my best, but sometimes I just don't know enough to give you the right information. Or if you want that information, I mean, you probably shut off the stream, or maybe you're still watching. I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing this because I'm enjoying this right now, and I'm having fun explaining this stuff as much as I can, as to the best ability that I can. So Unity is really good. I did forgo this last time. Unity, if I start getting more and more planets, I'm going to need Unity purpose, because that's going to help with preventing crimes and stuff, and ununified drones for what my build is. So, but I do need more food in the beginning too. So, and that'll help me unlock those slots in the bottom of my planet portrait. I did that. Now, this guy's building is pretty close. See, this guy's just moping along, and then he's going to go over here. Then he's going to come over here after this is built.
Our construction is complete.
And now I can just do this. I have a lot of influence, so I can just keep on. Oh, the only thing I'm missing is a lot of food, so that's what I messed up on. I sold too much food, so I want to buy 1,000 back just to solve that problem. See, it's nice when you have enough trade. You can do anything. But let's not near as much as they normally have. Oh, well. Now the planet is hemorrhaging. Let's see here. Balloon pad, modify. Trade infrastructure, build speed. Well. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah. But you gotta make sure that everybody's safe, and you want more research gain too, right? Yeah, there's nothing in here to, do about that. So let's see what happens. I think that's because the planet is trying to refuse Bob. But we must become Bob. Bob is everything. Bob is everybody. Bob is everything. Okay, so you'd accept cube. Don't need that. Yes. Stability and amenities. That is a yes. That is a yes. Got that. I should have read what it was there, but I was like, I just want to get this done right here. Castle gem speed is good. Ship build speed, we don't need that because we got speed already, but we need agenda speed. Okay, so there's fast workers on Cyclist. Isolate the root cause of blah blah blah. Parasitic microorganisms that form a symbiotic relationship with the planet. parasites decompose organic matter beneath the crust of Orm 3 and recycle it into new material. The disturbance caused by Orm 3's development disturbed their natural life cycle, causing them to react to the foreign substance we introduced into the ecosystem, which is Bob. Given more time, our scientists then it's confident that we can find a way to work in harmony with these life forms, integrating their unique biology into Orm 3's production pipelines. Well, I know I'm doing a Western accent when these guys clearly don't have accents besides I am a drone, but that's just me, so don't worry about it. Okay, so he's building that. Let's see here. Okay, so here, now that this is finally built, I usually put a shipyard and at least a gunboat because this is like an entrance for somebody to come attack. So I always try to put some form of defense in there, and I always put a computer, so it's got a longer range attached to it. We do have 400 alloys, so I'll put at least one platform in just to get it started. That's a tough one. I think I do need more mining because my alloy production needs to increase. Ooh, that's really good. Volatile notes, those are always nice. Well, I should also put upgrade the starbase too. I should have done it when I first put it, there, because like that's at the end of one, and that's just a defensive one. Let's see here. I like to look ahead and see what systems I'm going to use for the forges, because it does matter. This would be an okay one, but that last one that I saw that we had right here, no, not right here, sorry. This one, right? Yep, this one. So this is really good for a forge. It's got all these asteroids and the belts right here. Those will all become alloy and mineral areas for mining, which is really cool. So like every planetary body, including the moons and stuff, will all become resource. Even this will increase with the forge being attached to this planet, which is really cool because that adds to my energy output. And then, like, I do like to put a forge in my actual solar system, which I do have this molten world right there. That'll actually increase all of these values, which is awesome because they're all mining. So everything that's mining is plus 100% plus, whatever it adds up, which is nuts. Like just like that. If you can get systems that have more rings in it and more asteroid belts in it that have more asteroids inside those belts, you can definitely get away without having a black hole. But it's always good for building tall. I mean, I always try to make a defense perimeter around a black hole because that's a pretty good resource to for your enemies to like take over and stuff. So you want to defend it pretty well, and then you want to put your Dyson sphere, which is cool that they make Dyson spheres. They cloister your sun that you put around, and first you get Dyson storms, which is a new thing, which is really cool. And then you build it up to a Dyson sphere for one of them, and it creates a lot of energy output for you. So you want to put those in a safe place too. That way you don't. It's like the last part of your defense to keep that safe. All those resources, because you only build one, and that's it. If you can build more, then I'd be like, build as many as you want, right? But that would be ungodly. That'd be ungodly. Okay, so here I'm gonna do centralization, or I can open up my food processor, which is what I want, because this will go from 60 to like 80 or 100, which means I won't have to worry about the food for a little bit, which is good. I might want to circle that because there might be some archaeological sites around eventually. If not, then I did a mistake and it's a small boo-boo, but this one has one too, so maybe I should have done it, but it is what it is. Okay, so I have a little event, eat. Oh, I want to eat, so I'm going to eat. So, floating on the outskirts of the debris field around AR 23254 is a pitiful form of a crumpled up science vessel of unidentifiable origin. The presence of bite marks and digestive fluids on the hull suggests it was chewed up. That sounds like fun. Ironically, the ship's crew were in a culinary odyssey of their own in search of new that's funny. Exotic delicacies when they themselves ended up on the menu. What a way to go. It's like, yeah, I'm looking for the best food. Well, I am now the food. Well, that's awesome. They have rated. They have rated a staggering number of life forms on everything from nutritional content to chewiness. Among their top picks were the Alari. Wait, isn't that meat? No, that's not Alari. What the hell's Alari? For their juicy stomach and spicy temperament. Did it say stomach? Delicious. I love me some tripe. Okay. For the alliance, we have earned a mediocre placement at the bottom of the list, thanks to the stringiness of our flesh and the lackluster or we make some like to play with their food. Oh man. Oh yeah, so we gotta communicate with somebody, and now we found our first victim. Peaceful traders. Delicious. The blood force will be watching you. Or we sense prey. How about we sense prey? Because it's, your food. Your food item. And where are you from? You're all the way over there? It might not be the first victims. Because I'm sure there's probably someone in between us. If not, then I'm going to be having a lot of fun getting to them. Because that's a long ass ways away. That'll take a few days. The star systems to get through. Okay, so we want to build here, of course, so we can block this off. And then we can worry about getting everything on the inside. That way our borders are locked in place, and then eventually, once we get to a certain point, we can expand even further. Okay, so this planet is a tomb world, which is uninhabitable until I can make it habitable by terraforming it. But other than using Bob to terraform it, because you can't use. Well, I guess I need the technology to do it because I already have the terraforming capability. I just need the terraform of the extra ability that allows me to terraform and redo the atmosphere. That takes a little bit of time unless I get it sooner than later. Depends on what happens. And like all technology from every portion of technology is always random. It's not, it's not there. I mean, like there are levels of technology. So when you get through one, then it gives you the next, and so on and so forth. So there's chain technologies that you get to before you get to the next one. So that's not bad. Okay, so I'm already doing that. So I can populate this guy right here, which I will do because that definitely needs to be turned into Bob. And that'll be our fourth planet. No, third planet. Yep. Because okay, so 1, 2. Yep. 1, 2, 3, and then. Well, this one's somewhat habitable. But once Bob takes over, the habitability should change because it terraforms right over it, and I don't need the technology that I need for the other one. So this will be fine. That could be our Unity planet, I guess, because we do need more Unity. We really don't care about influence anymore because it's just ungodly high. Usually when you're playing with a regular race, it's usually like either between 3 and 2 because you're making pacts with other allies or new people and stuff if you're friendly, or you're becoming rivalry with them and you can increase your influence that way too. But in this playthrough, I'm gonna be the enemy of everybody. I want to eat everybody. Everybody's gonna become Bob because they have to become Bob. You know, Bob is everything. Bob is me. Patrick is not Bob. That's just how it goes. Yes, I'm weird. It's okay. It's okay to be weird. It just means I don't let other people's judgment change who I am. You know? Yeah. I mean, I can speed up the process a little bit, but I like going out to space. You know? I'll have a couple, things to do on this. I think I really just want to get done building this up and see if I can find other places. So all the places have now been surveyed. Yes, I could go ahead and expand this way. I could do this. Or I can go up this way. And there might even be somebody up this way. I really am curious to see if there is. If there isn't, then I might end up pushing myself to expand all through this. But you don't want to overdo yourself when you already have all these planets. I mean, yeah, you can take the systems and stuff and not populate planets. That's a total goal that you can do. You just have like 3 planets for the whole game, and then just build a bunch of habitats around them. And when you do that, it can make for a fun game. And that's if you want to build super tall. I'm going to build tall, and then I'm going to go wide. That's usually my strategy. That's just how I play, and that's how I've always played. So you play your own way, and I play my way. But like that. So I'll go back and forth to each of these. I know usually you don't want to do that, but that's usually how I do that. Anyways, because I'm already on the interior side. I already have the outside points like this right here, so I need to turn this into Starbase. But I only have room for 3, but I should, once I collect all the other star systems, I should be okay to turn this one into Starbase. Because once these are collected, that should be enough systems for me to have a 4th capacity. Which is all I truly need in the beginning. Eventually, I'll fill up all the slots of space stations, because eventually I'll fill them out with means to get more energy and increase my fleet capacity. It's going to be way more than 61 eventually. Usually I can get it up to about 2,000. Within a build like this, I can get up pretty high. Because you're building the habitats too. And yes, you're turning the habitats into Bob, but you're creating fortresses out of them, and those fortresses give you your capacity. And you want to make sure those stay around, but they're also highly, highly defensive, and they also give you more experienced ships too, and they're more experienced armies, so that way they don't die as heavily. But the nice thing about my armies, though, is they're already really powerful. They're already 40% more powerful than they would be without that perk that I have on them, the trait perk. This is just how it's built, and this is... I hate this mission thing so much. When this comes up, that means that there's going to be something that wants to fight me. At least when I get the tech to build, so I'm going to pay attention to that tech when it comes up, when I send my fleet over there, because there's always some sort of parasitic shenanigans that goes on over there. What should I do on this one? Logistics would be a good one, honestly, but it keeps my trade happy. Well, I think prosperity would be a good one, so we can... Yeah, I think this will help. Yeah, this is prosperity. It'll help lower our costs and also increase our output as well for our population. For this, I think we'll do ceramic first, so we can keep upgrading our ships. I mean, that's already 1,900 fleet, and now I got that tack. Let's go do that. And the reason why I'm not building enough, because all of that food is absolutely ridiculous to me. So when you go to your ships and I see these 13 food per for all the fleet that I have already, and then you have to calculate the alloys, so 3.18, which isn't terrible for the alloy portion, but together, like, that can get really out of hand. It can get nuts. Okay, so here's what I was talking about before. This is only upgraded version of Mature Weaver, so it should, once I get this tech, allow me to, it'll automatically allow me to upgrade them to Mature Weavers, which is pretty powerful. That should increase your power by a tremendous amount. This is also really good tech. This will help with your naval capacity when you start building the capacitors on the star bases. But we need this, so we will upgrade our ships more. The more stronger they are, the better it is when we go to take over planets from other places. So I'll go ahead and do that. I did do a run through of 1,000-star system in this, and I had 2/3 of the entire system under my control, and I was at war with everybody. I still have the playthrough saved somewhere. It would be fun to finish it, but it was taking hours. I think that was like almost 48 hours of gameplay on that thing. But if you think about it, it's pretty terrible what I did to everything, because I'm literally devouring billions, trillions of species on their planets and turning them into me. Like, that's insane. Like, that's terrifying in its own right. And like, even like the so you can get old races in here that were basically gods before, kind of, sort of, and you can level up past those people. And they didn't want anything to do with me, but I wanted their technology, so I devoured them too. Because getting dark matter energy, because like one of your resources is dark matter, so you can get dark matter reactors and stuff like that, and upgrade everything with dark matter, and it's really powerful. It really helps you with the end game, and you can build yourself for being a protectorate and doing in-game stuff, or you can do what I'm doing and just eat everything, which is fun. It has its benefits. So that guy is there. These guys don't do that one, so I'm gonna go ahead and build that. I have him come over here and build this, and let's come over here and build that. And then I'll have one last one, and then I'll be completed for the most part until I decide to see where I stand on expanding. Right now, I'm not paying attention to my sensor. So now they're finished, and I don't have any dig sites. So what I will do is I'll put them on explore missions, and I'll have them automatically explore right now. But I want you to go this. Whoa. No way. Is that cut off? I'll see. Like, it looks like it has no space, and I might just have this whole section to myself and just like 3 spots right here. That would be something. And I guess the only way to get over here would be from here. That makes no sense. There has to be a connection right here. We'll find out here shortly. Hopefully. Well, I got one dig site here, so that's where that other one's working. I really enjoy these dig sites. Like, they give you some really cool resources, or like really cool backstories and stuff too, to like the past and stuff, just like geology and science, propagandization, communication session. And they also give you relics, and relics are really cool because they give you some overpowered shenanigans. Okay, so your relic slot, so you can have 8 relics. You can even go kill your opponents for their relics if they end up collecting relics. You can get, find pieces of history and stuff, artifacts. And that's really cool too. Like, I like the aspect that they added in here. You can even do ranching in here for space whales and shit. It's hilarious. You can turn them into food. It's and then they basically do the same thing that we do here. I mean, I'm not laughing about that portion. Like, yeah, we protect our whales on our world, right? Because they need to be protected. So, but I just find it funny that they actually did the same thing in here, to where, like, if you're hunting whales and then you're in the Galactic Council, and then they could be like, we are giving the protected rights to all the space whales. It's flavor for me. You know, I like that concept. It's realistic, because anything can go extinct if we over farm or over hunt it. You know, over everything, right? Take over its environments where it's supposed to thrive and live. Like there's so many different species that have died because of our arrogance or hubris and just us overpopulating this kind of stuff, right? It's just how it is, unfortunately. Survival of the fittest. It's sad, but which didn't happen that way. And look, we found a second person and our link to the next side. So I wasn't sure if I was going to find it, but those guys aren't being used. So cancel that. But now we have the means to find these guys, but we do need to upgrade this. Yeah, we need this. Okay, so pause that. Propaganda's going further. Okay, and now we're at that point. So we're probably going to want to do that because we might. So you see, this is already getting a couple more. I would do either one of these, but I just don't want to lose out on the food right now. Well, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, leave it experience. We'll bite that bullet. And then for up here, 4 or 5 borders. Oh, hey, you know what? I'm a dum-dum. I can do that and get 2 more slots. I get... No, it's too much. It's too costly. I don't think I need farming subsidies just yet. Because what I forgot is now I can do this. And that does cost a lot of alloy. It costs a lot of minerals. And then this guy can do it too. But I do also need to make sure that I'm building a mineral farm here. And I need to do that too. And it's expensive because now I'm at 1.3. See, now it's not at 5 anymore, it's at 8. And now I got this planet, so now I can add. Oh, you know what? I'm missing food. I need more food. So I will buy more food. See, food is a necessary commodity around this part. And this now we can do science. Science costs a little different over here. Instead of what is it? Goods that normal people would like, we need to give it more minerals because that's just how science is here. Which is why I've been increasing minerals, not just for alloys, but also science is integral to what you do in any build. And I guess like if you design your build a certain way, then it doesn't have to be. You could be all idiots, and in terms of your species can be all idiots, and and they could be very good farmers, or miners, which I've done a dwarf build before, and it's hilarious. They don't have to be smart, but they're really good at mining, and they love to build shit. So make them like really good engineers, which is hilarious. And then they just do, Warhammer 40k over space with dwarfs because they live underneath the ground. Okay, so they had to stop because I had an alien vessel that was upsetting them. So, did I get close? Well, let's see here. Well, I have this awesome fleet that I've been working on. Let's go put it to use. Set it down there, and we will still send these guys off on a wild chase to explore shenanigans. These guys also need to keep exploring, because I said so. I need to find out where these guys live so I can go eat them. But I also need to build an army. So I got this army hub here. Oh, look, Christian Horde. It's expensive as hell to play. That's 200 food per horde. So I can only build 20? Or no, is it 10? No, that's 10. Sorry, 10. Yeah, I can build 10. They're going to be pretty powerful, but you're going to need more. Oh, well, okay, there's the first portion of them. Oh, crap. That is bad. I think I know exactly what he just ran into. He ran into Marauders, which is bad for me. And that means I got to build up my defense as well. The Marauders are a pain in the ass to deal with. But I will keep my fleet set this way. I will not set them that way, because that would be a dumb move. But that is, I hope they're not Marauders. But I do need to build another science ship, unfortunately. Poor scientist. Bob died. And they were supposed to become one with Bob. Oh, now we got our first artifact, which is a piece of paper. Some news, but it gives you benefits too. It gives you 2 stability for the cost of 2 energy upkeep, or 240, and then it gives you the ability to pursue the endeavor. Grand archives are pretty good. I like the idea behind them. It depends on what your artifacts are and how much they actually produce. You can do a full-on artifact build, and I think it's pretty cool, honestly. The archive, and then like you won't need to do all the dig sites on inside your borders. You can go outside your borders and do these dig sites instead, which I think is a great idea. I'm glad they did that. Because I actually do enjoy some of these, and some of them are extraordinarily powerful. As I said, you can get relics from them, and there's some stupid relics. Oh my god! If I take over this, which I'm so gonna murder them. Yeah, I'm gonna murder them. I'm gonna take their spot. I'm gonna take it for all the worth. So build this guy. We will then buy more food because we need it, and then we need to buy alloys because we need to at least start building some stations here. Because usually, like when you send out your fleet to go attack somebody, you want your defense up here because if you're too far out and they come in with a fleet, they just mess you up real good, and basically it just hurts you a lot. But right now I have my fleet going here, so I needed to put more defense there. Well, the other thing I can do is take some of this energy too. I can buy more. How do I build another one? Oh, now I can. You'll see how. Oh, it's too late. Man, that was a small fleet. They just got whacked the shit up. Ow! That sucks for them. Good for me, but just for them. Okay, so I'll have them fly their merry asses over there because I'm not dealing with the 25,000k. That's just way beyond my parameters right now. But I will get one with a better lifespan, I guess. Maybe he'll survive. Okay, so I'm gonna research that so I get whatever text there. And it looks like this is no connection to anything, so this might be another section I can just take over. And it looks like I'm just connected by 2 areas, which is awesome for me because that's less to defend, honestly. But the only thing I worry about is I really need to figure out if that's a Marauder vessel or if it isn't. Usually Marauders will have like these 3 stars or 4 stars, whatever, taken over. But if I'm hoping they're not, that way they don't like attack me and take out all the stuff I've actually worked for, and it gets annoying. But like at that point, if I find out who they are, then I can adjust what I do from there. So like if I do find out they're Marauders, then I just stay right here. I build up this station as much as possible, as fast as possible. And then I go from there, hoping that I get enough time, which is a factor, when they start to go AWOL after your ass. Okay, well there's the terrestrial sculpting that I do need, but right now I'm going to be going to war here shortly, so I'm going to need the mauler. That's going to be necessary. That means I'll be able to upgrade these guys to the next thing, which is awesome, because that's going to bring more power. And they're not going to like what comes, because I'm going to eat them all. For food, you know? Good food, delicious food. Delicious. Okay, so hopefully my spaceship. Oh, here's my spaceship here. So the sun's right here. I'll have him come start these portions up. I really feel like they are not marauders, but there's still that possibility that they are marauders. I just didn't get a look at them real fast. I should have paused it when I saw that blip, but shit happens. You know, what are you gonna do? But let's see here. So that's unlocked. So what we do now is we're going to jump this food production, and also the other perk the other trait that I put on here is all my drones give me science. So I'll have more science coming in just because I'm adding all of this to there, and we'll see what that jumps up to. So remember, it's at 65 here. That should jump up a pretty significant margin. I will also put in another space here. I gotta wait till I make up to 900 energy, but hopefully I'll have my tech beforehand. Yeah, once I get this will be more capacity, and that should go up to 100 too, if not around 80, I think. And then so on and so forth. It trickles and trickles, and then turns into a domino effect, and then just plows the fuck over. It gets nuts. But it really does a good job at, exponential income in terms of
Construction is
all your resources. Okay, so also another thing is I need to do this. I need to finish off that last one. And then I'll have him go to automation, and he can help build the rest of the resource stations, which is good for me. This right here is actually a great idea because I really need them to build faster. That way I have more increased resources as well. The other really cool thing about playing as the planets, you're not stuck to just one build queue. You can have up to 6 buildings built at the same time, which is pretty nuts. And that's another reason why they kind of capped you with the biomass. And now it's at 10. Okay, 8, 9, 8, 10. Only because I've increased and got my third cradle rebirth, so it does help a lot, and that should change. So I do have everybody that's working there on there, but like this biomass right here, yeah, no, that's nuts. So like I don't have enough people here yet, but once I get more drones there, it'll be much faster. And the same thing with this, like I get more drones there. But the only upkeep problem is I need to keep making sure that I have enough food for that biomass to do what it needs to do. Or else I will be SOL, and this game will end very quickly. And I'll just get smashed in the face. But that's why I have my fleet here. Like the fleet is nuts, so that should be upgraded. I need. Okay, so 1,000. So I need more alloys, so to say, just to increase the amount of ships. So let's see here. I don't want to sell the food, so I need to buy the alloy. And now we should be able to build more. Yeah, we're going to build more. Okay, so upkeep. That's a good idea to do. Planetary infrastructure. I think we're good on how fast it's building right now. So I think what we'll do is we need more resource, so we'll do that. I really need to increase my unity because that's going to allow us to get the traditions to go faster. Because they only exponentially cost more and more each time you have to get a new part on the traditions. And that can really hinder your ability to go through those. But still, I'm already still capping influence at 5, which is just ridiculous. For hive mind, like you don't need more than 5. Hell, you can be at 3 and be a little okay, but that makes me expand so much faster than a normal empire will do with what these guys are capable of. Because these guys, well, I don't know, because I haven't gotten to see what they are. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are hive mind as well. but they're hostile, so I don't think so. Because they probably already noticed that I'm a swarm, which sucks for them because I'm going to eat the fuck out of them. And they're not going to like it. Their planets are mine. Their lives are mine. Their lives are now Bob. That's just how it is. That's how Bob rules. Let's see here. Great Archive. Okay, so see, here's my first rare. Reverse engineer minor artifacts. I really don't need that yet, so I'll go here because we're increasing the amount of planets we have so far, so we really need centralization. Definitely want to be able to level up our stuff. Research speed. So we want. Let's see here. Statecraft. We really don't need statecraft because we're not very friendly people. So we need more rockets and more ships. For this guy, naval capacity and ship starting phase. Yeah, we're going with naval instructor on this one. That's pretty nasty. Like 107, and we're only 22 years. And I know a lot of people who play this professionally can get that up way faster than what I've done it, the amount of time that I've done it in. That's just how they play. So, and I play by way, so this is what I'm doing. So, forgive me. Planetary infrastructure costs. That's actually really good too. So keep that. You wanna reduce all the costs as much as you can to make sure your resources don't go under or negative in any way, because then you really start to do that trade game of what do we gotta do first, and then you get stressed out, and then like, I'll just start a new game. Okay, so now we found out what these guys are. Let's see here. So they look like a conclave. Oh, they're the psychic conclave. Okay, that's scary because they have a teleport in their vicinity that any one of the psychic people can get to, and they can just literally go behind enemy lines, being me. And they can populate in here. So what I will do is I will take over these spaces because I don't want anybody else to come in behind me. And plus, I got dig sites here. I got this dig site and I got this dig site. Those will give me valuable resources. So you don't live there. Let's see here. So this science ship already did its thing, so what it can do, let's help this other science ship out and survey all these areas. And then go do whatever it wants to do at that point. So I'll do that. The issue I have now is, so I found this guy, which means there has to be someone right over here. So I gotta be careful, like, if I go to war with these guys and these guys find me and they're like, oh hey, he's at war, now he's weakened, and now I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. I always make sure when I have the defensive measures put in. Okay, that's really good. That'll help tremendously. Mining beam projector. So yeah, this is good for cloaking field, but it'll take a long time to do, and I really don't have the time right now to be messing with that. So what I'll do is I'll do the mining, and I'll take the side. Oh, that's really good. Extractor. Ooh, that's even better. Okay, well, we'll take the stronghold because those take a long time to acquire through the tech research area, and you want to keep upgrading these stations so that way they're more heavily defended and it's harder for your opponents to break through your lines. Let's see. Yeah, see the boost that I got from 2,500 to 3,800 power. And now we're going to upgrade those other guys to their new stage, which is mature Maulers, right? Yeah, this is Maulers that we're upgrading right now. They're all becoming mature. They're all being mature. They were teeny boppers then, now they're mature, and they just get more powerful. And it's ridiculous how much more powerful they can make this fleet go. And that's why, like, when you look here, and there's only 30 and 20, and it says 70 right here, it's just because they themselves are biological in nature, and their power structure is way different than a regular species when you do a non-biological ships. And they are strong, they're very powerful. I mean, I like them a lot, honestly. they can be very overpowering for any fleet. Definitely at like the beginning of a game, it's almost impossible to defeat fleets like that unless you have a certain build style that you're doing that can and is built for that. It's hard to get around it. Let's see. We need more alloy. Okay, so I'm set at 800 alloy. That's still not enough to fill out my fleet. Like, my fleet should be much bigger right now. But I can only do so much, unfortunately. I'm still lacking the resources I need, so I'm going to go ahead and do upkeep. Yeah, so I'm subtracting upkeep on top of it, so it's really good. It's really good perk. Let's see. Let's go there. Let's see what this guy does. So right now he is in the middle of doing that. So we'll go ahead and just make him a scholar. So that helps with his archaeology. And I'll use him to go over these guys too. I'll make sure that the other ones don't do that. So this one, actually no, I'll have no, I don't need this third one. Okay, there's that. Let's see here. Well, I need to be smart. I need to start building onto this. Whatever science should fix care of what. This guy, I wish I. Oh, hey, look. Awesome. I wish I realized that sooner, but it is what it is. I really want to figure out what the hell is going on over here, but at first, I need to deal with these guys because I don't want them to become a threat, or I don't want them to create an alliance with anybody else before I am able to kill them. Because if I do that, then I'll have to build my fleet up even more to take them all out, and I'm still too young of a species to have a fleet big enough to take on a foundation of 2 people. Because that just gets overwhelming, and my army is still kind of tiny. So I need to upgrade my army, or I need to increase my army size. So I can do 3 more. And I do need, so my unity is much higher now, which is good. Which means I can get a general for my army. And you always want to get a general for your army because it does help increase the power output they can produce. Unfortunately, I do not have a good general here at all for them. This is all for mainly like fleets. Like, this would be good for my army, so I might have to swap him with my. Yeah, I might have to swap him. Let's see. So I'll grab this for the ship. If he has a perk that goes to. Okay, there we go. Okay, that does change. So he'll stay there then. Or, oh man, maybe not. Oh, like that sucks. They're both for military fleet perks, so I might have to switch them up a bit. Yeah, so we'll do that, and then we'll do this. Sorry, guy, you're gonna have to get swapped over for a general. Actually, wait a minute. Did I make him a fleet admiral already? No, I did not. So, actually, wait, no. Commander. Okay, yeah, I didn't make him an admiral yet, so that's good. So now, what I do is go back to my fleet, and then I give them this guy, so he'll become an admiral. That's, yeah, 4,300. That should be enough to start smacking ass, so. That's what I'll do, but the only bad thing is if you got them right now, you can do a Cold War right now, is what that would be called. Because you don't know that race, and then once that you know them, their borders show up, and then like they ban you from the border, and then your fleet gets sent into oblivion for months because you've been banned from our borders. And that has happened. So let's see here. How far are we? That's like it's still not too far into it, so maybe I can do Cold War on them pretty quick and smash them pretty hard and make them think about things. So what I do is I go here. So I go to my army, and I'll have it follow my armada or my fleet. I'll also put it in fleet stance aggression mode, so that way when they get to planets that they're able to land on, when they're capable of doing so, they will. Most of the time, anyway. Sometimes you have to manually do it, and this is 1,000k army, which is pretty good in the beginning of the game. Not pretty good; it's really good in the game at this point. That just means that my army's a badass of plant Bobs. Bob is going to eat a lot of food. And Bob is hungry. Bob needs to feed. So Bob is going to end up over here and eat. He needs food. I do have this planet that I can colonize. And it will terraform it. But because we have 55%, it's still technically a continental planet. You're just growing over and around it with a lot of biomass, so that can hinder your biomass. So you have to be careful about that. So I think I'll leave it alone for now because I have a lot of good planets that I'm using right now. And what I should have done too, it should be not make it auto design. I should have done this because it gives you perks if you look down there. So it gives you an upkeep perk for your science, and then when you go up here, this is our alloy. So I need to turn that to an alloy planet, which it is already generally, but now it gives me a negative 20% upkeep on my alloy, which helps with the amount of minerals that I can produce. So I definitely need to build another one of those. Let's see here, economy. Yeah, no, I need to build that. Okay, so Bob is still going forth. It looks like they got into attack. Let's see, Bob attack. Bob attacks. And they have a weak shenanigans. No shenanigans here. So basically now, this guy right here, we're not at war technically, we're at Cold War, and it won't tell them that, so I'll just automatically tell them to go land and have some fun. And their army's at 107. Oh yeah, they're so dead. They're so dead. I'm sorry. I'm eating them now. They're dead. They're gone. Like, this planet is gone. And even if they try to come get me, their planet is gone. And now their planet is mine. We sense prey. Oh no, I know what that means. Uh-oh. I might just yeeted my fleet. Did I? I did not eat my fleet? Not yet. Oh, yep, I yeeted my fleet. Oops. Well, I did take care of their planet. Their planet is gonna have to be repopulated. But it did boost my mass up a little bit. They probably just started populating that. Code breaking, encryption, and monthly influence. I need more influence, so we're definitely doing deep connections. See how fast they're leveling up, though. It's crazy. Planet infrastructure, I do need that, but resources from jobs, I definitely want investor because I need more resources. I'm always gonna need more resources. It's a devouring hive mind. It's always eating everything. Oh yeah, so I was saying, look at my food. It's like 107 now because of this guy and all the populations there. But now you're gonna watch this bump up after I get the tech onto there too, and that's just ridiculous. But I will also build additional there, and now I got 3,000 energy. I will go ahead and take care of that last remaining spot because that opens up 2 more slots, which is nice. So for this planet though, and also again, you have to be careful with your biomass, but luckily I'm not overspending on it. So for this, you need to be careful with your amenities. So I have really good amount of amenities, but if that falls below 0, then your crime starts to go up, and you don't want your crime to go up because that can really, again, negatively impact what you do in the game and how you do it, and it really sucks. So this, I will definitely put this here. You know, I probably don't like. Okay, well, there are people working there. That's good. But once it opens up, yeah, there should be more. So I should be good on jobs. So, and then here, okay, now all my scientists are like, I just like to automate them. Like, let's do that. Have fun. Go fun. Go do fun things. Most people are probably scratching their head about this, or like, why are you doing automation? You're supposed to enjoy yourself by doing. I'm playing the game how I want to play it. You know, you do you, I do me. You can be mad, and you don't even have to watch this anymore if you don't want to. That's the nice thing about turning to different channels. You know, I'm not even doing this live, but I have this as a recording. So if you're watching this and you're staying with me, that's awesome. But if you're not interested in, that's fine. You know, this is just what I enjoy. I'm sharing this with you. You don't have to watch it with me. You know, I want you to enjoy what you enjoy. It's life. You know, only live once, right? Let's see here. Curiosity, individualistic, home entertainment. Bunker bot. No, we want the research.
Technology completed.
Why not? Yeah. Why do we need Zen file? I don't know where's the files in this one, like for our own thing. Okay. Costs and upkeep. That actually is a good idea. And not all really good ideas. Do I need more capacity? No, I don't. This actually is a great idea. That helps with cost of buildings and also the speed at which my terraforming happens, which is good. Will be good for later on. So yeah, definitely that. So now we got this unlocked. We can go ahead and get this acclimator and increase our energy production. See, it's already at 84, and it was just at 20. And with this coming into production, like that is so ridiculous. And I can even upgrade this. But again, you want to be careful of all the resources you are taking. So that's 10 food right there already. And this is going to be like another, 10 food? Okay, 10 energy. Never mind. So it's going to produce 10 energy. So upkeep is minerals. So we're doing minerals. I'm reading the wrong thing to you. I apologize. Costs are up here. Output down here. So it's nuts. So like 20 right there plus research speed. And then once I get the minerals unlocked, then we'll have engineering, which is awesome. This is all ready for our physics. Like it's cool that you can make all your drones scientists. You know, we're all linked up. We're all smart together. You know, all for one, one for all. Right? That's what that's all about. Not Three Musketeers. Okay, so I really should be paying attention to this. I'm not. So it looks like there's something down here, so I'll have to take care of that once I'm... Oh, okay, here. So my fleet is back. My back fleet. Oh, yeah, look at that. 6,800. Ugh. And it's not even at its fullest capacity yet, and I need 107. Okay, it's almost there. But, like, still, like, that's insane. So by the time I'm filling this out, it should be over 10,000 power. And this guy probably had, 699. That guy's fucked. It's alright, but he's fucked. Like, there's nothing he can do about this. Like, I'm gonna go to war, and I'm gonna eat his ass, and he's not gonna like a little bit of it. It's gonna be delicious. I'm gonna make all sorts of dishes. I do want to increase my army, though. I know it's redundant, but the more army you have, the better. It's not true, but I feel that way. That's how I feel. I just want to enjoy devouring them with a swarm of plants. Can you imagine watching these big Venus flytraps running at you and just gobbling you up, and they don't even have to pierce your skin. You're just gonna die in their juices, which is terrible in the first place. I mean, I love Venus flytraps. Don't get me wrong; those are really cool plants, and I want to get some more. I used to have some of those as a kid, but I don't want to ever see that for real. Like, I don't want them that big. That is terrifying. Man. I'm gonna need a lot of raid. So we'll just wait for the army to collect. we'll also build the rest of my fleet, because why not? What's going on here, though? That's what I'm curious about. Okay. So they all haven't. They haven't all become the mature Mauler. Oh, so Weaver and mature Weaver. So all the juvenile Weavers have not become mature Weavers, because they do become that eventually. Let's see here. Override the fleet template with the current fleet contents. No, like that's fine. Like this is already overpowered, honestly. Keeping it going. So the scientist. So what is the scientist doing? ISS Bob Lum. So he's going to do archaeology. So I guess I'm making the scholar as well. Do that.
Technology.
I'll have this guy over here build this up. I'm glad I found out what this was, because I was a little terrified that it was going to be raiders. Well, marauders. Raiders. Oh, that's nice. Science. Yeah, so this guy really doesn't need to be there, but he just really wants to look. But I might have to take this over just to get that dig site. Dig site, good insight. Maybe not, that's not the best one. We're close to getting any more armor. Looks like I'm armor. Okay. So, next thing's next. I got a big enough fleet. I can do all this stuff without. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send them there, and these guys should follow. Oh, should do that. That's gonna be nuts. And then, yep, they are following. So that's right. Yep. Okay, good. My bad. Okay, so here we go. We have a war. Give a war. Hunger. We are hungry for your flesh. And I will totally not invite anybody, because who wants to eat? And that's funny, because I think they're also a hive mind, but they're a dead hive mind, and they're also, so a tree is eating a tree. We're declaring our absorption. There we go. And no, I'm not going to super peace because this is going to be fast. So go, go, go. That's that planet that I ate first time. I don't know how far they got. It looks like they got really far out here, and they're definitely up this way. You can see the ring this way. So we want to try and find all their colonized planets, which they should be pretty close to as far as we are. Ooh, here we go, arc furnace. Let's look at that one. And definitely with our energy output now, that makes that more viable. Now, we will like that. The nice thing is I don't have to come in here and take over all these solar systems. That way I don't have to use that resource, right? And it just makes it easier for me. Same with like the planets. When you take over the planets, you basically devour the whole planet, you turn into Bob, and you turn everybody else into Bob. But the funny thing is, I'm turning a different tree system into another tree system. So conversion should not be too hard. I should get a lot of biomass that should jump up pretty high when I start devouring these planets and turning them into mine. So, oh, we got a storm coming in. Yeah, I actually really don't like that expansion pack. I mean, it's realistic, because what if there was a solar storm going on? and it was actually expanded through different systems and stuff. You know, that could be a possible thing, right? I mean, we get solar flares from our sun, so why not solar storms? And yeah, like my energy jumped to 177, and my food's at 140 output right now. And now my minerals are at 115 output. That's nuts. So now we've just taken that planet, and this should jump up here shortly. And I do want this aggressive fleet to follow. This fleet. They really don't have too much for them. I just got bigger faster, you know? And it's the same type of setup. I think this is another devouring swarm that I did. Or, no, I don't think I did. I did another one where they eat the traits from from their victims, which is messed up too, because you basically eat the victims all the time. It's really cool, and that's how many traits you get going for those things, and then everyone becomes your enemy again, right? Who wants to be devoured? Well, oh, oops. Alright, I should have stopped him, but I didn't. That's okay, I guess we'll take over the capital first. Yeah, they just don't have a chance. There's nothing they can do, and my fleet's just at 7,500. They haven't really got that far with technology yet. They've just been trying to expand, whereas I was going tall and getting all the resources I needed. And they should be landing soon, right? No, not landing? Okay, well, I'll make land. Because I'm going to go ahead and take over this guy. And they got their fleet right here, which I don't feel bad, kind of. But, we gotta do this. I'm sorry, guys. We gotta do this. Oh, they're going that way. But I also gotta be careful with all the star bases I have because I only have so much capacity, and eventually that gets overwhelming when you do this type of build because you gotta decommission some of those. So, let's see. So I do. Where's my food? Oh, I see it. Oh, it's lost. Food. Already not there. Okay, so now let's go take care of this guy. And then we'll go through each of these star systems. They obviously have another planet right here. That should tell me how many planets they have if I, you know, maybe, actually, now think about it, let's see here. Yeah, so like right here would tell if I knew, but I don't. That's another cool thing about this is you can get more information by infiltrating their people by doing espionage and stuff, which is really cool. I never did that though. I think it would be a lot of fun just to do a lot of espionage stuff and just pit people against people. And now you can actually do that. You can do wars where you're setting people against each other and you're not in the war, but you're basically getting people to do it for you and mark other people. And it's hilarious. I need to learn more on that, and I just watch people do it, and it's awesome. Okay, so these guys are just not giving up. I really, wait, no. Woo. Back this way, buddy. I do not want to lose my army at all. That'd be bad. You need those to take out planets. You can't just shove ships on planets, right? Bad things start to happen. Oh, I am getting targeted by something. Am I getting targeted by? Okay, so he went this way, which means there has to be a space station this way. So I will take this, which is a cloaking device. Yeah, so he has power, but I don't think he's got enough power to take it down. Maybe he does. Oh yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe not. Yeah, well, if he gets the all in zero, which it looks like he will. So it's gonna take him out, and then work our way to. I think that might be the last planet. Actually, if I take that out, then I won't have to worry about expanding too much. You gotta be careful with how much you expand because that does wear out your empire size. So, like, I'm already getting cost technology and traditions. It can really hurt. This guy is just really running from me. I understand. He's got a tiny fleet. Now, I could split the fleet, bring one over here, and still have enough power to do all that with. That might be what I should do, honestly, because all he's doing is dividing my attention, and it exhausts more effort. So what I'll do is do that, and I already know his fleet's really crappy, so what I'll do is do that. I do have one more slot open. Oh no, I've got 3 more slots, but I only need 1 person, so I'll go ahead and let's grab this guy. Again, you gotta be careful with how much unity you're costing yourself. So for this, I'll do leader lifespan. Yeah, no, I don't want to do it like that, but I really need to make sure that I get far enough. So I split, divide and conquer basically is what I'm doing. And my army is right here, so I gotta make sure that my army stays safe because you have to rebuild the army. It really sucks. It takes so much time, and then it builds up your war exhaustion by a lot because you're trying to train new troops and stuff. Whereas I already have a 1,000 power army. Eventually, you get to the point where you do absurd numbers where you're at 25 to 40 to 50,000 power army. You need those to crush high defensive areas. You can use your fleets and armadas to bombard planets, which is a smart thing to do. And I'm not always the smartest person. I end up doing. Oh no. And there's the problem right there. That is a problem. That's another fleet that's much bigger than my fleet. Well, not too much bigger, but like now he's just hurting me. Oh man, I might have just lost half my fleet. That sucks. That really sucks. And yeah, I can retreat, but the issue that am I at war with another person? No, it's just another person that doesn't want to deal with my shit, which is understandable, but it might not be in mind. Well, here we go, some more upgrades and stuff. The only issue that I have now is I don't know what to choose, and also I'm going to lose that portion of fleet, or I'll lose a small portion and it'll flee, and then I'll lose it for a certain amount of time, and then it'll come back and repopulate this, so it'll still have the upkeep costs and everything. So really, it's detrimental that you've got to make sure your fleets are okay. I thought it was okay to split them up. I shouldn't have, obviously, because now that portion of my fleet is getting its ass handed to it. Better technology is what's happening. Yeah. Let's see here. Well, I'm really not worried about getting my fleet more upgraded, so I really just need elders. Once that gets going, it should be a little bit better, but yeah, so that is definitely a different group. That is definitely a different group, and I think that was the fleet that was warning me, but I didn't realize it. There was a caption up here for it. That really hurts, so that's me not paying attention. I do have a 3,900, so I might be able to just wipe that out, but that will hurt me a lot. yeah, no, this is done. So I gotta retreat this guy. Unfortunately. So what I'll do is I do have all this energy here. I'll build up my alloy. Build up my food. And build up my yeah. Oh my god. Yes. Sure, Weaver, Mauler. Sure, Mauler. Let's go 20. Let's go 20. 60. 60 is 120. So I'm going to need to. So do I have enough for more? It's the food. The food is the problem. The food is always the problem. Okay, well, we got plenty of minerals. So I can do that to get more food. I probably will overcap my armada or my fleets. So I'll have 2 fleets. I do need to do this guy first. Okay, so, oh man, is he seriously overpowering that fleet too? Barely, oh my god. Yeah, he totally wrecked me. I was at 3,000. Oh, it's at 2,000. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, still, like, that hurt. That hurt a lot. So I gotta make sure that I at least take him out. Because I'm not really worried about this portion. That guy can have that. I just want this portion. And I need to make sure that my army stays safe. Because I can't be having to pay for that either. Because that just costs me more food. Luckily, I'm producing a lot of the basic resources. I need more alloys by a significant margin. I'm not touching these planets yet. Well, maybe I'll just automate them right now. Yeah, automate. Let's see here. Automate for minerals. Let's go. Actually, I'll let it do automate on its own and see what it does. Just to, show it off a little bit, I guess. Automation is pretty nice. Let's do that, because those are my planets now. That's Bob. Bob is here. And he's here to stay. Okay, so I need to take this, and these systems, move it all the way to their new home base. No, I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, I'm a devourer, so I can do what I'm doing, right? So for this, go ahead and here. I will take over this because no point just leaving that alone. Let's see here, my side ships are doing their things. What's this guy doing? So he's looking at anomalies still. I thought I finished one, but I guess not. Sometimes it overlooks it a little bit. Oh, goody, the capsule. You don't open those capsules. I do not recommend opening them because then it starts. Unless you're a storm chaser, do not open the capsule because then you'll regret it. A whole storm decides to pop out of it. It's almost like what is it? The Ghostbusters, where their containment chamber bursts open basically, and it sends out a crap load of ghosts. Basically the same concept. It sends out a massive solar storm that just blankets your entire system. It does eventually move on, but you might have it when you don't need it. Okay, so my fleet is back. That's good. I need that fleet to come back up here. So hopefully that asshole doesn't come back again. I did eat that fleet up pretty good, and he didn't try to disengage or run away, so it looks like it got him completely. It didn't look like he tried to jump away. If he could at all. That's the technology he needs. Oh, man. Getting thirsty. Let's see here. Oh, so, yeah, this right here tells me that there's an armada coming, or at least a fleet coming, but that's not the same as that one that was huge over here for 3,000 power, whatever. So I'm not too worried. Excuse me. Not too worried about it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's look at my planets. I know I'm at war and stuff. I'm at the exciting portion of this where I'm going to war and fighting off stuff. But I do need to make sure that I'm keeping on all my resources. I got 3,400 biomass. I'm getting 18 because of the planets that I'm devouring and stuff. And I'm a dum-dum. So these planets are in my system, and I should have been putting cradles of rebirth in them at least. This one's got 2. I didn't do that. Somebody else did. Okay. Okay, so I guess we'll leave it the way it is. Okay, good. I put 1 cradle, so that makes sense now. I have a lot of cradles. Okay, so yeah, what we were doing, technology biome. Okay, yep. And I think we should get another provincial cleaning. Amenities are fine. That's good. This. We can actually do this instead of building another one. We need more alloys by a tremendous margin. You know, and the cool thing is, we're actually also producing some crystals here, which is really good. I did not realize that we have. Let's see, where do I find that again? Management? Oh, yeah, management. So, yeah, crystal quills. Yeah, that's pretty sick. I like that. And what about these guys? Nothing there, so we can't unlock those yet. Yeah, we can't even get this open. So there's nothing here. You can get any energy there, which is fine. What we'll do is this, and then put a science growth here, and that'll be good for that. But we just need more science. Like, we are at 213 classes, really, really weak. Honestly, like, I should have been focusing on that a lot too. So we'll go ahead and get some of these tile blocker techs. I think I'm doing pretty good with what I have so far. And getting all the extra tech we can get will be the best bet for us. Now, the other thing that I just don't know what to choose here. I think maybe one vision? Yeah, or transcendent learning. But I don't need more scientists. So I think unity is something that we really need, honestly. In my colony ascension and stuff. Yeah, the more unity we have, the sooner we can ascend our planets, our main planets mainly. Okay, so now we're getting to the point where we need. Okay, so easy gray, because everything's going to be edible, right? And now we just go ahead and we go here. Well, that is their home world. Well, they started a new one anyways. I already took their home world's main home world. Unfortunately for them. But I really just want to stay here. Hopefully there's no more planets over here that they populated. Hopefully there's no more planets over here that they populated. If there is, then I'll have to go ahead and eat them too. But we'll see what happens. Cause, okay, so that's good. That's a good sign. That's a real good sign. That means that they haven't gotten as far as I expected. The Rubricator, we must have that. And when you go for the Rubricator, you should have your fleet ready about 50k before you unlock the whole thing. Or else you get a very nasty dragon surprise at the end of it, and then you lose that. You don't lose the planet per se, but you lose the resources that are being transported through the planet if you don't have it colonized yet. So definitely be careful with that. And I don't know if usually the Rubricator shows up into your star area, but I don't know. It's right here. Here it is. Yeah, and then it gives you relic world, which is awesome. Relic worlds are very powerful because you can turn into a medium populace. So I cannot pronounce that word so long, but basically it's a literal city planet. But unfortunately for me, I don't know if I can get that. I don't think I ever tried. I get swarm world. No, it wouldn't be a swarm world because I'm a whole planet, so that would make no sense. I guess we'll see what happens. Because you can turn into really cool city worlds, and like those are so powerful. Like you have more so than like the rings that you can get. So you can get full rings around solar systems and have ring world. So here's another devouring swarm. Man, we're just surrounded by Stellaris. This is devouring swarm right here. Yeah, that's delicious. So we have more food. That's good. Well, kind of. I was hoping not to run into something like that, but like my fleet is already way more powerful than his is. So we'll set it there. Wait, are they at war with them? Actually, let's see here. Do they have a war going on? Oh my god. Oh, that's terrible. They're literally sandwiched between two devouring swarms. That's terrible. And also, they don't like me. What is their fleet power at? 4,200. And this is a ring world? I don't want them to have this. Oh, hell no. Oh, man. Okay, we need our fleets over there. ASAP. Get the hell over there. And where is... Okay, yeah, so this needs to... Oh, man, Yeah, they just took that. That's not good. That 4,200. Yeah, and I just ended my war because I ate them. And that guy is now my new enemy. Like, he's my rival right now, but I need to take him out as soon as possible because his fleet should be weakened. And I have a 6,000 fleet with another 3,000 coming. And I'm already maxed out past my initial capacity, which will also be 2 birds with 1 stone. And I also have 1,000. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna eat him too. And oh man, that's awesome. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna end it there because it's already 2 hours long. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. I've been enjoying myself, but yeah, this is it's a very fun game, and I just ended one war, and I'm gonna go to the next war, but I'm gonna pause right here. So you guys have a good one, and I will see you guys later. Bye.